So we're about to drive out from Seattle here, and for us it's a 12-hour drive, but for you guys it's gonna be just like that. You guys are in Sacramento, California.
You heard me right. I took my wife's daily driver on a 1,500-mile round trip from Seattle to Sacramento just to run a world record. After putting down an insane 640 wheel horsepower on a dyno jet, I saw a Facebook post from 034 inviting all their customers to a private track day event. I contacted 034 personally. After a few days, they allowed me to come join their team. I packed up the SQ5 with everything I would need, including tools, drag radials, a Kirky seat, as well as other required gear. It all fit like a glove, making me consider if these SQ5s were actually designed for hauling around equipment. And I was on my way. Passing through Portland, I made a pit stop at Forge Fuels to fill up my VP Racing jugs with their high-quality 85. They also had this insane G80 M3 sitting in front of their facility. I couldn't get my eyes off of it. Maybe I'll have to build an X3M in the future just to destroy it since it's a BMW. After filling up the jugs with the 85, I was back on the road. Still managed to average 17 miles per gallon while still driving a ton of extra weight. Before I knew it, I was in Sacramento.
Right now we're gonna fill up the car and we're gonna head over to Sacramento Raceways, where we're gonna meet up with 034 Motorsports and get right into more drag racing. Let's get right to it. So we're here, we're in Sacramento Raceways. Right behind me is actually the sign. Today we're gonna get into drag racing my B9 SQ5. Let me show you guys the progress that we're currently making and what we gotta do to get ready for the races. So here we are in front of my B9 SQ5. We need to get some drag parts on. We have this Kirky lightweight racing seat that we're gonna put in, and also these Hoosier drag radials that we're gonna switch from my heavy 22s to these nice lightweight sticky 17s. Let's get inside the car. Inside the car, there is the front driver's seat and the passenger seat that we're gonna take out, and we're gonna put the lightweight Kirky racing seat in. Now, if we look in the back of the car, it is already all stripped out. I took the rear seats out because I had to drive a lot of things over. Putting up the trunk, basic things here. We're gonna remove some of the basic components that would usually be in the trunk to maximize my weight reduction. Let's get right into preparing the car and let's get right to racing.
Besides the interior, I had to take off my Ford Star 22s to install my drag dedicated 17s. After removing the front sway bar, I got to working on the rear of the vehicle, taking off the rear sway bar as well as dropping the stock muffler. 17s were now on. After double checking everything, I was ready to race. Before I hit the drag strip, let me introduce you to the fleet of 034 cars that were racing right next to me. We have Nick in his full bolt-on 2018 Audi SQ5, full weight, running on the TT710 hybrid turbo with E60 in the tank. If you're wondering, this is actually what a pair of B9 SQ5 owners look like. Next is Sean Davis in his full bolt-on 2021 Audi S4, at the time testing the now available Stage 2 Plus E85 files. 034 also brought this badass 2018 Audi RS5, which is full weight, full bolt-on, and fitted with their entire catalog to test the full potential of the TT720 hybrid turbos on their now available Stage 3 tuning software for the B9 RS5. Next up is their lethal B9 S4, running on, at the time, their TT810 E60 beta files. There was one more development car, Audi S3, which was in testing for the Mark 8, 8Y, S3, and Golf R upcoming software. Later on, I'll be doing a small interview with Nick, so make sure you watch all the way until the end. I saw a few more cars there, like this insane RS3 that was absolutely launching into space, and a couple more 034 customers enjoying their modified vehicles. Now, let's get on the drag strip and run some insane times. Throughout the entire day, I drove around the water in the burnout box because I didn't want to do a burnout or get my drag radials wet. Here I am staging up for the first run of the day.
Sadly, the car bogged down for some reason. I'm essentially going through different files.
At this time, I was one of the lead beta testers for Integrated Engineering's now available TT810 tuning software. They had me experimenting with different beta files in turn to see the performance numbers on the track and not just on the dyno. After receiving my first drag slip, I lined up for the second run of the day. After my second run of the day, I decided to take a little break and watch some 034 cars go down the drag strip. Now Nick's SQ5 sounded so good going down the drag strip. I believe he was running 10.9s all day long. Next up was the 034 RS5. This RS5 was an absolute monster, running a 10.0 at 138 miles an hour, and later on in the day running a 9.9 second quarter mile, which is absolutely insane. Even though it's an RS5, these cars are very heavy, but making 700 horsepower definitely gives it an edge. Completely insane, so congratulations to 034. Once my SQ5 cooled down, I was back on the drag strip. On my next run, I actually had something really funny happen to me. I staged up, launched the car, and just had no boost. So I stopped the car right there and then, backed up, staged up again, and got another clean pass in. This SQ5 really has a crazy rumble to it. That was a bad launch, so I actually only managed a 10.4. Nick took the drag radials from the RS5 and put them on the SQ5 to try and run a better quarter mile, but listen to this. Now, if you heard that fuel cut, turns out that Nick actually had bad spark plugs and was running in them all day, which is very unfortunate. Couldn't get a clean pass in technically the entire day, but still 10.9s weren't bad at all.
So I'm letting the car cool down after a few runs here, playing around with my launch control, and I ran a 10.3, which is still a horrible 60-foot.
I actually found out why I was having such bad 60-foot, bad launches. So I do sit on KWV3 coilovers, and it turns out they were on the softest setting, which I have now fixed, and the car is as stiff as possible, but I messed up in the beginning, and the entire day I was running on the softest setting. It's time for the world record run. I was so excited when I saw what the draggy said that I accidentally broke my microphone and ruined my audio for the rest of the video. Guys, I could not believe my eyes. 10.1 seconds in the quarter mile in an SUV. I ran a 2.4 seconds 0 to 60. This was still with wheel hop, bad 60 foot, and a couple of other negative factors. Ton of more room for improvement. We're definitely gonna run 9s on the stock motor and stock trans. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below giving me suggestions on what else I should do with my car. Now, let's get back to the races. Following my world record run, the temperature outside continued to rocket upwards. I attempted approximately 10 more quarter mile runs, but sadly couldn't do anything better than a 10.3. As disappointed as I was in not being able to do another 10.1, I was excited about the fact that I met my biggest goal. That was to beat my own world record, further push the envelope of the SQ5 platform. I parked next to Nick's SQ5, and looking back, I realized in front of me were two of the world's fastest SQ5s. Now, let's go speak to 034.
I'm here standing with Nick from 034 Motorsport. Again, Nick, thank you so much for having me today. I know the conditions weren't perfect, but you know, that's part of the game. You have a TT 710 SQ5. You were running full weight today. Can I ask what numbers you ran?
So I ran a 10.9 today at 126, so pretty good. We didn't run that car until about 2 p.m., so the weather was going away from us. The primary focus was on our S4 with the 810 and our RS5 with the TT 720 hybrid kits. I snuck the tires off of the RS5 just for a quick run for fun.
People worried that you guys were done developing the RS5 and the S4 and you guys are, moving on. Is that true? I think the RS5 folks felt a little left out as the S4 guys got a little bit more power as the year has progressed, but the RS5's been so incredibly potent with the stock turbo stuff that there was so much meat on the bone there to take away that it was hard to think we could go higher than the stock turbo stuff. Now that we've been able to dive into the hybrid things and move further on the TT 720 kit,
the results are incredible. It's blowing all of our expectations out of the water, and it's going to be pretty clear that the RS5 is here to compete with the S4s as far as you want to push it with less mods. The 3-liter with this ZF8 is an incredible combo, and if Audi won't sell us a wagon to go fast in, we got to make, a big Golf R go fast.
It was absolutely worth it meeting these guys. I mean, like I said, this team blew me away. They're professional, they're cordial, extremely grateful to you guys.
Thanks for the kind words, man. We're always happy to have
definitely,
customers, competitors out. We all want to go fast, have a good time, and just see everyone enjoy the cars that they're putting their money and time into.
Yeah. Let's get Nick into my car and do some runs.
Alrighty.
I'm quite certain Nick has been in quicker cars than my SQ5, but it was absolutely awesome seeing someone else do a 10.4 in my fast grocery getter. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment down below with any and all suggestions, and I'll see you all in the 9s.